Alright, we're finally good to go. Sorry about that. Let me get the stream up. There we go. Alrighty, we are good to go. And, well, this game is extremely important. And for a number of reasons. First and foremost, the fact we are 1-5, a win needs to be imperative, and it really just starts with effort and energy. That's something that we've been striving for, or need to aspire towards. And start of the season, we haven't really brought the heat to any extent. So the main focus will be bringing that heat that we are longing for in order to win this game. And it is important because I do feel Nash is heavily under pressure and I want him gone. But obviously it's the Nets org and it's not going to be as smooth sailing as that and that straightforward. So right now we're just going to have to cope with what is delivered to us at the moment. We played this team the other day. They scored 23 three-pointers. It was an awful defensive performance. And a lot needs to be done in order to achieve our best basketball. So we'll see how we go. But the ins and outs, you can see those there. Ben Simmons is not playing. Seth Curry is not playing. Both either possessing soreness or partaking in management protocols. So that's understandable. Yeah, that's the gist of things at the moment. Yep. All I'm asking for is a response. It's really that simple. It's not rocket science. So the starting five does see Joe Harris enter the starting five, and I'm interested to see how differently the team is run. I do think he was one of our better players. So, in the previous fixture, so it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening with regards to our play style in the opening. The Pacers do have Miles Turner back, which is a little bit of an issue, given he is a bowler. So, see how we go. Apart from that, it's pretty much the same five. So Isaiah Jackson will head to the bench. I just need to see sizable change. Just need to see sizable change and just need to see just work rate and effort and intensity. You're not going to win games with the effort and intensity that we gave, the other fixture, because it was absolutely pitiful. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure how it's gonna run. I'm just hoping for a response, though. There was a players-only meeting, so in theory that should in theory that should just give us the kick up the arse we needed. Leaders are ever important, especially in these situations and times of adversity. But yeah, all I'm looking for is a response in all this, so we can play a better brand of basketball. We're capable of much more than what we offered. The team on paper should be delivering in all facets at least being average in both. Offense, obviously above average, but defensively, there's no way we're this bad with this much length. And, if we're scoring on one end, we should be able to get stops on the other end. But at the moment, the half-court defense is atrocious. It's just, a simple play run by the opposition can be dealt with. But overall, I don't know how Nash still has a gig. He has been through so many moments of turmoil and still manages to, be perfectly fine. So it doesn't really make sense to me, but see how we go. Just hoping for a little bit more intensity. And we're not the youngest team either, so it should just be imperative. There's a lot of leadership in the group. There should be no holes in knowledge. It should just be, what you're gonna or you need to give at the NBA level. You've been in the league long enough. It's just about delivering in that department, and for the most part this season we have not done that at all, which I would consider a surprise in some respects, but we'll see if we can respond today. And boy, oh boy, I hope we do, because 1-6 looks awful, and given our run of games, they're not the easiest, and especially if you play as bad as we did, you're not going to win against any team. So, work to do. We've got the Bulls up next. We're getting ready to commence. The Bulls up next tomorrow on the second half of a back-to-back. So I'm not really sure what the... I don't really know how we're going to go in that game, but it all starts tonight, and resetting and playing a really strong brand of basketball. It's going to be interesting to see. This game's going to kick off very shortly. Starting lineups, as you can see, literally, well, you can't see, but it's the same lineup except Joe Harris is in the team for the first time this season. But, we just need delivery. We need the team to deliver. And here we go. And we're off. Game kicks off with KD. So early set with Claxton setting screens. KD cross, pull up is off. And Halliburton with the rebound. Duarte, Halliburton, and the switch. Turner, easy screen, sets up a wide open three, but Turner misses. Royce O'Neal to KD. Screen by Clax. Royce is wide open in the corner. That's well off, man. Fucking hell. He's got to start hitting the threes. Turner skip pass to the wing. Heald misses the three. We've got to get the rebound. Clax saves it. But of course, KD waits for it. And that's simply because KD is just waiting for the ball to come to his lap rather than going for the ball. KD to Royce. Joe on the wing. Guarded by Heald. Extra feed. Claxton over the top. Good score. And now we need defensive activity. Needs to stay strong the whole game. Turner on O'Neal. To the corner. Jalen Smith, he misses the three. And three players go for that rebound for the Nets. And we secure. Royce looks for the alley-oop for KD on the baseline. And we're not going to get it. So it's going to be an early foul for Indiana. And the ball comes into KD. Gets past Smith. Extra pass. Beautiful. That's what we did well early last game as well. Tyrese. Beautiful swing past the Smith. And now inside to Turner. Halliburton's wide open for three. Good closeout by Harris. But there's going to be a foul on Joe. Good recognition of the open man in the corner by Joe. And we're going to need more of that. Defensive activity. Better closeouts. Turner. Halliburton. Healed. Switch. Turner, easy pass. And that's why you cannot switch. You gotta fight over the screen. So Kyrie. Pass to Royce. Catch and shoot. Nope, he hesitates. Kick out of the corner. Joey buckets. Yes. 3-pointer for the Nets. Good closeout by Clax. Hand off to Heald. Heald lost the ball. Nets ball. I honestly think Joe has shown the most defensive activity this season. Which is a crazy thing to say with all the so-called defenders we have on the roster. Anyway, Kyrie. Beautiful cross. Claxton under the basket. Kicks it out of KD. Takes it on the dribble to the baseline. He missed it. He's missed his first two shots. Healed to Duarte in the corner. Smith in the post. Extra feed, and that's out of bounds, and we force another turnover. I'll tell you what's interesting, though. KD just let Jalen Smith go into the post and almost said, Royce, you are picking him up. Which just seems like a bit of a flawed concept, if you ask me. He's given up so much size. KD, pull up. Top of the key. Yes. So 9-4 lead. We've forced a few turnovers. That is a good sign. Screen by Hill. Duarte for three. That is too long. And KD with the rebound. So the Pacers have started up a little bit cold. KD pull up three. Got it. And we're going to get a timeout. 4 minutes into the game. It's a 12-4 lead. And the Pacers can't make their shots early. And we have opened up a little bit of a buffer. Jacob, hope you're doing well, my guy. I'm doing pretty well. For a Nets fan at least. Which is a bit surprising given it's been a bit dire at the moment. But this is a much better start. Mind you, we did start like this the other day. We had something along the lines of an 8-point lead early on. So hopefully this is only the beginning of a strong performance. We just need to pick up just in a lot of categories. Like, it's not difficult to be much worse than what we were the other day. So, look, I think evidently we need shooting, and Ben holds up the offense a fair bit. And the fact that he doesn't shoot in a half-court set, it just makes it so much more difficult to score. And I don't know whether you're, like, the defense you're getting from him, especially this year, is worth him being on the court for as long as he is. So, look, I'm excited to see what Joe Harris back in the starting lineup does for this team. I honestly would not be surprised if we see Joe play more starter minutes over Royce once Ben gets back. Especially given Royce is not playing awful defense. He is committing some pretty dumb fouls, but like, he's offering nothing at the 3-point line. So Joe you know what you're going to get from him. I would argue his defensive intensity has been one of the best this season on the roster, which, as I said, is a bit weird because he's underappreciated as a defender. And whilst he's not exactly good at that by trade, the effort's there, and that's something. That's where it all begins, the effort and the work rate, and Joe brings that no matter what. It's a non-negotiable for him, so I would love to see him play more starter minutes in place of Royce or Ben, because, yeah, we're struggling in some half-court sets, and, yeah. The so-called defenders this season that we were supposed to have not delivered in any respect. So I'm happy to change it up a little bit and go maybe more on the offensive side. Anyway, we have returned 12-4 lead. Pacers have not made a 3 to begin, which is a much better sign. We're already doing a little bit better than 2 days ago. Turner, backdoor cut, healed. KD, good help defense. Kick out of the corner. Jalen Smith misses. So they can't hit shots in this game. They've got the looks, but they cannot make the shots. KD, beautiful pass to Royce in the corner. He doesn't shoot. Feeds Claxton in the post, who exploits the mismatch. Missed it. Got his own board and threw it down. 10-0 run in the last 2 minutes. And that's just perfect identification of the matchup difference there. Duarte now finds himself on Claxton. On the offensive side, it's going to be a foul. But that's very good defense. So yeah, Turner a bit late to it. Yeah, and then Joe just got beat on the backdoor cut. But the good help defense by KD, and then Kyrie with the closeout on Jalen Smith. They could have done an extra pass, but that's just good, smart play on the defensive side. Duarte makes both at the free throw line. And play resumes at 14-6, the way of the Nets. So a couple screens set. Pull up. He missed it. Probably looked to pass the ball a little bit more there. Halliburton. Healed. Takes it off the dribble. Extra feed to Smith, who drives baseline. Extra pass Turner. Good defense, and Turner's just too good. That's a tough shot. Forcing him into it, though, and I'm not going to be mad if we concede shots like that. Claxton, good off-ball movement. Joe, he got blocked. And Halliburton swoops, and in transition, they feed Duarte, who's closed out by KD. And the pass is errant. It was deflected, though, so it will be a side out on the baseline for Indy. And we're going to see some substitutes for the first time in this game. Watanabe has checked in. And it will be Joe heading to the bench, which I'm not a fan of, but obviously rotations need to be altered a little bit with the key pieces being out in this game. Healed. Shoots over Clax. He missed the three. And we get a rebound. Royce. KD. All the way through. He tried the extra pass, which you like to think of, but KD scores himself after the follow-up. Swooping onto a loose ball. Dayron's getting ready to check in. Hasn't played for a few games, but I'm interested to see how he copes. Halliburton. Oh, that's too good. That is too good. He had Claxton in the air, handed it off, and then went straight into the paint and attacked. And that's really smart play by Halliburton. So 16-10. Kyrie just passed it straight to the Pacers, and it's a 4-on-1 in transition and 2 points. So that's basically what we cannot achieve. On fast break points, we're a little bit puzzling. whilst every other team seems to get it worked out very easily. Anyway, it's 16-12 so far. Let's just have a look at the box score. So you can see this is the situation at the moment. But I believe it's that. No, it's not that. I'll show you that later. Oh, okay, it's still up. Actually, no. I have two of the same thing. I was going to get the box score up. What's going on here? Ah, okay. Well, I'll worry about that later. But let me just get the box score up. And it's a little bit of a different trend in this game. The Pacers have not hit a 3 yet. They're currently shooting 0 of 6 on threes. The problem is now they're shooting 100% on the inside. So defense has got to be better in there. For us, shooting much better from the field to start this game. KD and Clax have gotten the points. Kyrie has not made a shot yet. But at the moment, you can't really complain with the start. I mean, still a bit of work to be done, but it's obviously a much better showing already. All right. So second quarter. Why did I just say that? First quarter, 5 minutes to play. It's been a very drama-fueled couple of days with Kyrie's social media activity, Steve Nash, all of the above. So we've got to bring the heat. We've done a much better job this game. It's still there's still a lot of room for improvement. They have had open shots, they just haven't knocked them down. But that said, it's much better than being down by by 10 or whatever. So Dayron's in, KD. One-on-one with Jackson. There's no ball movement, but KD scores from the edge of the paint. And he's just on fire early in this one. Sumner's in the game. Halliburton shoots a crazy layup. A really tight angle, and he was able to still get it in off the glass. So Watanabe to Dayron. Hand off to Royce. Matherin's in the game. Watanabe fakes the pass. Takes it all the way into the paint. And scores. That's good work. So Sumner's getting minutes. He didn't really get many the other day. Johnson to Duarte. Good coverage by Sumner. And now Royce. He's got Watanabe for 3. Catch and shoot. Dayron, good fight, and he gets the offensive board. KD, guarded by Matherin. Watanabe into the paint again. Kick out. And it's going to be a charge. A charge picked up by Johnson, but I mean, Watanabe, all he needed to do was just give the extra feed to Dayron under the basket. Because Dayron had Matherin on him, and I do feel like that was a weak point we could have exploited there, but regardless, we've just got to keep making stops, and it's been a much better defensive performance, should I say. Matherin over the top, missed it. Somehow they get the board with TJ McConnell, the man fighting for the rebound. They missed the second crack at it. Sumner, wow. That guy he's electric. He's got a huge injection of pace. Well, that's what he's giving this Nets team, should I say. feel like that was something we were missing. I don't know how many minutes he got the other day, but it couldn't have been many. But he's shown a knack of getting to the free throw line. Not the best jump shooter, but, you know, I'm loving the aggressiveness going into the paint. McConnell is in. Halliburton remains in. He's got the ball now. And he's got Watanabe closely manning him. It's going to be an offensive foul. Potentially, yeah, I'm not sure, an offensive foul push-off. So the Pacers, they scored 23 threes the other day, and that was on a 50% clip. And in this game, they have not made one of their 8 3-pointers. So what a huge difference from the other game. Kyrie all the way into the paint. He thought he was fouled. But this is good defense in transition. We already had 3 men back. And now Mathurin will have to take on Watanabe. It's good defense. He forces the pass to Halliburton. And Halliburton gets stripped. And it's going to be Nets ball. Watanabe with the active hands interrupted the dribble. And from there was never any recovery. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. The defense has been much, much better. It's an alternate universe we're living in right now. So Sumner's got it. Morris is in the game as well. So Sumner. Hand off to Morris. Back to Sumner. Catch and shoot 3 against his old ball club. He misses. Dayron fights on the glass, but he cannot get the offensive board. And now McConnell, screen by Jackson, arrives, and the switch is employed. Mathurin hesitated, missed the 3 badly. Jackson with the putback because Kyrie was the man on him. And that's just a problem that we constantly have. Like, cool, you can switch, but if you are a point guard on a center in the paint, then, you know, any miss, odds are you're not boxing out the opposition for the defensive rebound. Claxton will come into the game. Don't know who for. I think it's Dayron. So 2:13 to play. And amazingly enough, I would argue that the first quarter last game was better. But we had no lead to show for it. Claxton to Sumner. Oh, that's a good move. Into the paint, and he's going to the line again. He is causing a few issues for the Pacers defense. Just that little move to fake the direction. Little shimmy. And drove baseline, and Johnson was the last line of defense. And you already know what happens when he is the last line of defense. It doesn't end well. He's already got 2 personals. Sumner makes the first free throw. I tell you what, I do think the more action we see from the bench in, you know, the likes of Sumner and Watanabe, I do think that this team will just get better and will really evolve. Because the more that they can prove themselves, the more reliability we can have, you know. We can bank on them to deliver when we need them to. Good closeout, and Mathurin missed another shot. Morris lost the ball. Nembhard, and now Mathurin, he stood out of bounds. As he went for the dribble drive, that little push-off leg, he unfortunately stood on the sideline. So it will be Nets ball, and the Pacers still are yet to make a 3. This is very similar to our shooting from 3. Oh, KD's copped a little hit in the eye. It's going to be free throws for KD. He got hit pretty hard. Oh. Oh. Ouch. It was like that little guard hand. Right in the eyeballs. So the eyes are watery. Turns out it's contagious because it's making my eyes water as well. But lead is 8. It's been a much better quarter. The Pacers can't make shots, but our defensive intensity, there have been less wide open threes. Last game, I think we were 1 of 10 from 3. Yeah, we were 1 of 10 from 3 or something, and the Pacers were shooting a very high clip. So, yeah, we were shooting a very high clip. And, or they were. And that was sort of the difference. That was the reason why we couldn't get any leverage, any space with regards to the scoreline. Because of all those threes they were making, it was making up for all the 2-point shots they were missing. So it will be free throws for Kevin Durant. He's okay. And the first free throw is good. So it's 25-16. And the second free throw is good. So no eyes, no problem. He passes Vince Carter for all-time points. Obviously, Vince played till he was 40, so impressive achievement. Kick out to Brissett, and now Mathurin, good hesitation, gets in the paint, bounce pass through Jackson, and he scores off the glass. And Morris, that's poor defense in the paint. That's just pretty shit. I would not have fouled there. Unless, of course, you can guarantee that you're going to neutralize the play, then it's not worth it. So free throw for Jackson is off, and the rebound is secured. There's just been a little bit more effort in that department as well. You've got a bit more gang rebounding, which is what we've needed with the shortage of bigs. Kyrie all the way to the paint. And now McConnell's been smacked in the face. So Kyrie, that's his first bucket. McConnell. KD comes over to help. Kick out to Mathurin. The rotation comes. I don't know why KD switched, but it was possibly for that. And then a very, very ropes pass into traffic, but Sumner still got it. Claxton, feed it out. Open look. Morris, top of the key. Yes! And we're going to get a timeout with 38.1 on the clock. And, why can't I do that? Yeah, 38.1 on the clock. It's just, we'll see KD with, some smart play. I mean, I don't know if it was the best time to do a rotation mid-possession where the play that KD was going to be guarding was one pass away, but he switched with Kyrie, well aware of the fact that the Pacers could get the offensive rebound. And mind you, they nearly did, but KD gave us that extra size, and we were able to go the other way with it. So it's been a much better quarter. Much, much better quarter. The Pacers still haven't hit a three-pointer, and that is upon 11 attempts. Some of that would be considered the Pacers not being able to shot create and score, and some of that could be attributed to the Nets playing much better defensively. So 31-18, it's been a pretty big domination. The Pacers have absolutely sucked from the outside. And you didn't know if the Barclays Center was going to summon some more good three-point shooting, but today it definitely has not manifested anything of the sort. It is a quarter where they have made 0 of their 11 three-pointers. So 31-18, we've dominated in every way, shape, or form. Players are knocking down the shots. The ball is popping. And Kyrie has only scored 2 of the 31 points. And that's what KD did if you double those numbers and look at the halftime stats. 62, or 4 of the 62 points were his. Turner misses another 3. KD with a strong board. And we're going to get a foul. And we're going to get shots. So another strong rebound by Kevin Durant. And that's what you love to see. So KD, given we're in the bonus, will just walk to the charity stripe and have the opportunity to convert a couple. I don't know how many are in chat, so I will look at that at the quarter time break and we'll analyze the box score a little bit. But KD makes another free throw when we have made a living there. The Pacers, that's been another point of emphasis in this game. No one has really been able to score at will. And the free throws, they haven't really been able to, they haven't really been able to get many opportunities there either. So that's really where the difference in points is coming from. 33-18 is the scoreline. And as we go into the final 10 seconds, it's McConnell. Claxton with the block! Kyrie! 2-1! He got stripped. And it's going to be the second quarter where we sit 15 points ahead. And that is exceptionally positive. Exceedingly positive going into the second. I'm happy with that. Let's have a look at the chat. If I can see. Oh, wow. 13 people in chat. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Or if you have any questions about the game, let us know. But for the moment, this is a rock-solid performance in comparison to the other fixture. But here's where the story is at. You can see the shooting. KD has 13 points. He has been instrumental. But here is the difference. If I can just interact, you can see our shooting splits are here. And you can also see the Pacers shooting splits. Look at that shooting from 3. 0 of 12, man. Mathurin hasn't made a shot. And Halliburton's made 2. So he hasn't been awful, but the plays that were having an influence the other day, Buddy Hield hasn't made a 3. I mean, mind you, no one's made a 3, but the shooting's coming fairly more difficult for the Pacers. They're having to drive it a little bit more, and obviously 2 points counts for less than 3. So it's been a good quarter. A much, much better quarter. I just want to see this for the rest of the game. We cannot afford to slack off. So, much better quarter. Much, much better quarter. And interestingly enough, we've been better without Ben Simmons. There's been a bit more fluency with the offense. It's been much more rapid and difficult for Pacers defenders to close out. And defensively, Ben Simmons, what he's actually there for, he hasn't been great in that department this season, and we've made it... Well, we've been much, much better on the inside. Well, they've been shooting it at a high clip on the inside, but three-point shooting has been a major point of struggle for the Pacers in this game. So, second quarter about to commence. So the quarter recommences, and straight away Mathurin knocks down a three-pointer and breaks the cold run of scoring from the perimeter. Joe Harris is back in the game. Alley-oop! Clacks! Oh, and they've just turned it over from seemingly nothing. Royce, Kyrie, catch and shoot. Yes! Excellent. Nemhard in response. He misses back iron. They get the long rebound. Back into the paint. That's good converging of the defense. Patty Mills is in the game. McConnell on Mills. McConnell with the reverse. He scores. 38-23 is the score. This has to be the biggest lead we've had all season in the game. Kyrie shoots it again. Oh! Let's go. It's already out to a huge lead. Mathurin one-on-one with Claxton. Tries to take it all the way. Causes a lockup. Claxton fights. And unfortunately, Claxton's foot was on the sideline and he made contact with the ball. So it will be Pacers on the side. But Claxton causing a lockup with Mathurin. That is excellent defense. Mathurin in awe as to how that wasn't a foul, but all I see is fairness. And I didn't even know how we created the turnover a couple possessions ago. It was all Claxton, so he's bringing the intensity. There he is again! This time I thought he caused another lockup, but instead it will be free throws for Turner with 4.5 left on the shot clock. Gee, that was... I think Miles Turner put a little bit of mayo on it, but it will be free throws here for Miles. And the first free throw coming up will be a score. Just going to let the clock run a little bit to get it to a line. Second free throw for Turner now. And that's a miss. But the ball, fortuitously, has ended up with the Pacers. And in our recovery attempt, came off our hands and went out of bounds. So it will be Pacers ball still. So essentially an opportunity at a three-point play after the Turner... after Turner going 1 of 2 at the line. And now Mathurin has got it. Royce stays with him and then made him lose the ball. He picked his pocket. Kyrie somehow controlled it. The finger roll. Yes! And we're getting another timeout. This is exceptional stuff. Exceptional stuff. And it all begins with Royce O'Neal. Mathurin has had his life made difficult in this fixture, and the defense has been on point, and as a result the offense is flourishing. How the defense is playing? The defense is playing exceptionally well. Exceptionally well, as I've mentioned. Hence where the leaders come from. So let's just have a look at the box score. Box score. You can see the Pacers are absolutely stinking it up from the 3-point line. Like, look at that shooting, 7% on 14 attempts. You can see their shooting splits here. No one has more than 5 points, and that is Miles Turner. But here's the difference. KD 13 and Kyrie 10. They are leading the way with efficiency. Haven't missed a 3. Both shooting above 50% from the field. You can also see the bench. There's a little bit of scoring in there, but the shooting, 60% from the field, 62.5% from 3 on 8 attempts. And you can also see If I go here as well, you'll see 8 of 8 from the free throw line. You will see 2 steals, 2 blocks. Our turnovers have been pretty much down. And for the pace as well, their turnover number sits at 7. And yeah, they haven't really been able to do much. They've had only the 6 dimes, whilst we have had 9. So, there's a balance between us passing the ball and us just giving KD the rock and Kyrie the rock. So it's a good sign. It is a much better state of play by the Nets in this game. And as I said, it couldn't have gotten much worse than the game prior, but this intensity that we are showing should be more so the case every single game we play, with absolutely no exception. So 43-24 is the score. KD and Kyrie in double figures. We've had some of the supporting cast have really delivered as well. And that's hence the reason why we have 43 points and have extreme command in this game so far. Oh, and they've just turned it over again. Joe Harris tightly glued. Transition buckets, baby. That was just a careless Pacer turnover. And that was out of absolutely nothing, but Buddy Hield has Joe Harris right on his hammer. And he's just created another turnover, Joe. Transition buckets. Corner. Kyrie. Yes! Oh my life. We got absolutely smoked the other day, and now we are returning the favor and giving them a taste of their own medicine. Oh! Gee. I'm telling you, Joe's defense is underrated, underappreciated. Like, he is delivering 2 consecutive possessions, swoops on a loose ball, forces a steal, transition buckets both times. I mean, what more can you ask for? So will be free throws for Buddy Hield after Joe Harris picked up the foul, and Buddy makes the first one. So we've only gone just under 3 minutes into this quarter. Mr. Whammy behind the Nets ring, not making a difference, or the Pacers ring. It's a 22-point lead. We have already nearly hit 50 points in 15 minutes of action. Kyrie, good cut by Joe, and he got swatted by Miles Turner. What a non-surprise. Good help defense. Oh. What's happening? So the ball from the side out hit the backboard, but Kyrie is... I don't know what just happened there, but it's going to be Pacer ball. Whoa, I'm very far ahead. I forgot to stop the clock. McConnell's just left open for 3, but you already know he can't shoot those. And it will be Irving ball. Claxton calling for Mills to use his screen. Claxton now has the ball. He feeds it off to Joe Harris, and we're going to have another foul. Oh, so there you go. The ball was actually tipped from the side out. Luckily, they didn't score off it, but we lost an offensive chance here. Joe will go to the bench, so will Claxton, Watanabe, and Dayron Sharp will check in. And play is halted for some weird-ass reason. A little bit longer than usual. I don't know what's going on, but... Alright, so play is about to resume. And Kyrie gets it to Dayron. Let's see what set is created. Kyrie is getting hassled. Wants the foul. Paddy gets through. Kick out to Royce. Hesitation. Now he shoots. And he misses. Feels like that's the first time in a long time we've missed a shot. Duarte missed a shot from the outside, Healed. Misses the three. Paddy Mills, he was giving up a lot of size, and he might as well have not been there, but miss anyway. Kyrie. Dayron. Good catch, and we're going to get a foul. Last line of defense there by Buddy Hield, I do believe, who picked up the foul. Otherwise, Dayron had an open look on the roll. So Dayron. Hand off to Royce. Screen utilised. Kick out to Utah. To the corner. Kyrie fumbled the ball as he caught it. So that stuffed up the release a little. Halliburton off the dribble. Dayron stays with him. Halliburton still scores. Kyrie, great pass ahead. Dayron just fucking fumbled the ball. That was an unforced error. But then Paddy deflects the pass, and now we're in transition again. Paddy, hand off to Royce, to Watanabe, and now Mills walks a tightrope, kick out of Royce. Now Watanabe, extra feed. Oh my god. Paddy with his feet on the line, but the ball movement was exquisite there. Of course it had to be ended. Or we had to ruin it right at the end of the chain. But that ball movement is what I want to see more often. It not gluing to one player. Hield catch and shoot three again. No one contested, but Buddy Hield cannot buy a bucket when the other day he was knocking him down. Royce. Oh wow, that was exquisite, but it somehow landed in his lap even as he was falling out of play. Kyrie. Royce again. Skip past the Paddy in the corner. No. Dayron, good fight, but he was a little bit too aggressive trying to tap it back, and it will be pacer ball. But Dayron's been an impact on the offensive rebounding side of things. He's been trying to deflect a lot of, tap it back and give us another opportunity at it. Halliburton. Good navigation. Kyrie from behind. Halliburton got it back and then just knocked down a three as if nothing happened. So they have knocked down a few shots. And we're going to get a timeout. It's a little 7-0 run by the Pacers, and Halliburton has been the pioneer of that, but I cannot say that the offense or the defense hasn't been good, because when you've got Kyrie coming up from behind Halliburton and swatting it clear, then you know that something's that you switched on. And let's just have a look at the box score now. You can see, hang on, let me just simplify the box score a little bit. You can see 13 to KD, 13 to Kyrie, 10 to Claxton. Royce and Joe haven't really hit the scoring department, but they've been very good defensively and doing the other little things. The bench hasn't been an impact. The shooting numbers are good. They have dipped from the first quarter, mind you. It was never going to be sustainable, but 53% and 50% from three is nothing to get upset about. And for the Pacers, well, look at that shooting. It is awful. Halliburton just knocked down their second three of the game, and before that, 1 of 17 from the field, which is god-awful. But he's been the high man. He's actually been really efficient shooting-wise, but outside of him, no one else has really been able to hit a shot. Buddy Hield's missed all 4 of his threes, but a lot of that comes down to defense, and we have been delivering. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and sub to the show if you're new. We won't be here for Nets Bulls tomorrow. It's on national TV. You will be able to catch that on all the big platforms. But outside of that, we will be back on the weekend for another back-to-back. The Wizards and the Hornets, I believe. So we've got 2 pretty good games there. Honestly, it really goes one of 2 ways. If you play like this, you're gonna win almost every game. If you play like we did against the Pacers the other night, you're not gonna win any game. KD 15 years ago today actually played his first game of basketball, so that was pretty cool. Good vibes, little match fact for you. He scored 18, he had 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and shot it pretty god-awful, under 33% from the field on 22 attempts. So he's come a long way since then, but 6.5 minutes to play in the quarter. And Watanabe is going to get it in from the side. Watanabe looking for KD. He finds him. Came to the ball carrier. KD post up on Buddy. He just gets to his spot and he missed a short pull-up. Mind you, I think he could have taken it all the way to the rack. Halliburton doesn't shoot the 3, then just passed it away. Kyrie gets it ahead. And Kyrie scores for 2. So Halliburton again. He had a little bit of space, but good closeout. Buddy, no space permitted by Kyrie. Halliburton from deep. He misses that one back iron. And now Kyrie. So we've got Day'Ron, Morris, KD, and Watanabe all on the floor. And then you got Kyrie. So a lot of height. Watanabe from the corner. The Japanese boss from the corner. Halliburton. Extra feed. Jackson blocked by Sharp. And the follow-up by Jackson. To basically make amends for that first miss. Lead is 20. Screen. Kyrie. Day'Ron rolls, but that is well covered. Watanabe, good spin. And he takes it all the way and missed the layup. Healed to the corner. Duarte, good closeout by KD, but just one better. And Duarte knocks down a 3, something that the Pacers have not been able to do pretty much the entire game. But I'm not going to slate the closeout because it was pretty good. Day'Ron all the way to the paint. Good roll. Good feed by Durant. And it's going to be as easy as you like when we can do that. So 55-36. Healed. Good defense, KD. Forces the pass to Jackson. And now Duarte. And that's going to be an easy dunk. Watanabe just lost him. And it's going to be another bucket for the Pacers, who have, scored a few more buckets at will in the last few minutes. Made the scoreboard tick over a little bit. Kyrie's on Jalen Smith. No look to Morris. And he missed the 3. That is probably not the look you want. A little bit more ball movement would be welcomed. Healed to the corner again. Why is Duarte wide open? And they knock it down again. Like, that is poor. You got to be better than that. We're going to get a foul on Duarte. Like, Mark Heath or Marcus Morris, whoever you are. Well, okay, I'm going to blame Day'Ron for that because Dayron left Smith to just go under the basket. Morris had to cover that, and then Duarte wide open in the corner. So defensive rotations a little bit relaxed there. So the lead is cut to 14. KD is getting fouled. And Hield is going to pick it up, and Hield is going to get teed up. So a free throw for KD, and it will also be our ball. Wait, what? It's... What? It was a tech on KD. What? You are fucking joking. If that was a technical for what I think it was, then that is pathetic. That is pathetic. So they have trimmed the deficit. Hield is on KD again. Post him up again. Turnaround jumper is good. He's too good. Nuh-uh. Hield takes it all the way into the paint. Oh my god. Wow, that was... So we've just conceded 3 points out of absolutely nothing. Morris has touched the ball whilst it was sitting on the rim, which is highly triggering after the technical out of nothing. KD again, the post up, and the shoot, or the shot over Hield, and the miss, and now Hield. Duarte stood on the sideline. Yep, he stood on the sideline, wasn't aware of the amount of space he had. So Sumner now, closing out the quarter, which is an interesting dynamic. KD again. We've got to start moving it around, man. Enough of the post-up. Sumner, extra pass. Oh my god, he lost the fucking pill. That was too fucking... Mate, oh, I can't be arsed. That's going to be an offensive foul. But man, see, look at that. Sumner just weaving his way through traffic is much more productive than KD posting up and you not really challenging the defense at all. The extra feed to Claxton, and he had the open... He had the look as well. So it was just the fact that he couldn't handle the ball under the basket. Otherwise, it would have been an easy 2 points, and that all starts with Sumner. So we've had 7 turnovers. The Pacers have had 13. KD had a shot. He hesitated. He kicked it out to Sumner. We've got an open look in the corner. Oh, what a feed! That was absolutely spicy, that pass. 18 points off turnovers. Hield all the way to the paint. Scores over the top of Claxton. That's a tough, tough finish. Sumner. Into the paint again. Quick trigger. And we're going to see another 2 points from Sumner. And he has been unbelievable this game against his former ball club. Hield, the screen. Drive into the paint. And we deflect it. It's going to be out of play, though, and Pacers ball. See, I thought Sumner was going to feed it to Morris in the corner. He had me also deceived. So Jackson to Hield. And now Claxton guarding on the perimeter. Oh, wow, he stayed with him. Turnover created. Sumner all the way. Oh, and he missed it. I thought that was just... Could have potentially been a foul, but... That's good defense by Buddy. Not known for that. And Duarte with a 3 on the other end. So Duarte is keeping them alive in this game. Duarte's the high man for the Pacers with 13. KD What are you doing? And the lead is down to 10. KD isolations are going to honestly make me age. Kyrie, 2 for 1 on offer. Into the paint, and that's going to be out of play. The KD ISOs ain't it, Chief. The amount of times he has been stripped of the ball trying to execute a cross. Nah. So, I would argue that the lead should be larger. It's overall been a good half, but Duarte is just keeping them alive and making some good shots, so we've got to be better than this. I do think the lead is probably not doing us justice for the half that we have had. It was as big as, I reckon, about 24. Oh my god, Royce just passed it straight to Halliburton. And this game could be in single digits at the half. Especially when it really shouldn't. Duarte extra feed, healed, wide open 3. And just like that, it's gone down to 7 points. Late quarter run, KD pull-up is off. That's a terrible shot. You had more time than that. Oh my god, and I thought he scored the 3 for the moment, but half-time, and it's a 7-point lead for the Nets. And I can't say that that lead is just. I do think that we needed a bit more of a buffer going into the second half. Defensive performance was good until that last couple minutes where we sort of put the foot off the gas. The Pacers, I reckon, with about 3 or 4 minutes left, had only 33 points, and now they've got 54. So they've beefed it up very late in the quarter, and that's really let us down. Because for the best part of a quarter and a half, we were really good, but then after that, we've just shit the bed a little bit. Falling into isolations, just creating turnovers out of absolutely nothing. The technical free throw, the Morris basket interference, like little things like that are going to, that could be huge down the line. Can cost you in the end. We'll look at the box score and then I'll look at the chat. This is the situation for the Pacers. Heald and Duarte have been the two that we've needed to stop. And their bench, well, Isaiah Jackson's been pretty damn solid for them as well. And that's really the gist of things at the moment. Matherin has really done nothing. And that's their shooting splits. They did make more threes in the quarter. They were like 1 of 17, and they've made 5 of their last 7, which is a little bit of a worry going into the second half, but we need to keep that same intensity that we did earlier in the quarter and earlier in the game. Because, a part of it wasn't them hitting their shots, but you can't tell me that, the fact that they've gone they went 2 of 18 and have made 4 of their last 6. You got to put that down to the defensive intensity and the fact we just dropped off at the end of the half there. You look at us, though, and we've been pretty good. 3 players in double figures. Joe needs to probably get a few more shots. That said, he hasn't taken many, so if he's not taking many, it means he's not missing, Royce needs to make a couple open looks like he's been getting. Watanabe and Sumner have been excellent, I would have to say. If there's 2 guys that are going to get minutes in the second half, it's probably those 2. And then Dayron, maybe. He hasn't been awful either. I've liked his knack on the offensive rebounding side. And, he's been all right. 51% and 50% from 3. I feel like a performance like that on the offensive side should warrant a few more points with regards to the lead you've got. And especially given the Pacers haven't made 3-pointers, that should be a point of emphasis. But 14 assists, it's not awful, but the end of the half is exactly why you should not opt for isolation plays. Because all that happened was when you try to force things, you create turnovers and you force transition buckets on the other end. So we've got to be better at taking care of the basketball. If we look at the extended stats, let me just have a look at the bottom. 9 turnovers. That's not awful. 7 steals, 4 blocks. We've been exceptional in forcing them, but 9 turnovers. Got to keep that number down in the second half. And for the Pacers, well, they've had 14 turnovers. So that really speaks volumes about what we've been able to do defensively. But I do think that number sort of eased off at the end of the first half, where they've obviously gained a little bit of momentum. You can see the plus minus as well. Isaiah Jackson's the only player with a plus in the plus minus for, by a long way. Oh, and James Johnson, who's barely played, but the starting lineup is where it's at. Halliburton, Hill, Duarte, and Jalen Smith. All those guys have been in the team when they've gone on a run. And, ended the first half, they were all in, and, they were able to contribute. So, the key is just stop them, please. Offensive rebounding, I don't think that's a big issue. They've had 6, and we've had 3. We're getting out rebounded by 2. Not as big of a disparity as, other games would have suggested. The Nets won't drop this game today, no way, and Luke is very quiet. Well, anything can happen, quite honestly. The lead was as large as 24, now it's only 7. So that could be a little bit of an issue. But for our sake, let's just hope that the lead holds and we can sustain what was a good first half performance. Yeah. So, yeah, so not quite sure what the rest of this game's going to bring. I just stress the fact that we bring the same intensity. That's all I ask for. The team has evidently looked better without Ben Simmons, though. I will have to say that. It's just a little bit of a worry the lead has dwindled. Alright. The other games as well, let's just have a quick look at around the grounds. The Philly are beating Washington narrowly. Kings are beating the Hornets narrowly. Toronto are beating Atlanta at the half, and the Bucks are beating the Pistons, who did force an upset yesterday with the win over the Warriors. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know, but that's a huge win. A huge win by them. Yeah, it's a very open season at the moment. The West has been really surprising in the early going with, the likes of the Jazz, the Spurs, the Thunder even, Portland have all got winning records, and not just winning records like 4-3 or 3-2, but they are 5-1, 5-2. It's exceptional stuff to see a little bit more of balance, across the league. Just, adds a little bit of spice to the season. But if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. We will be back for Nets Wizards on the weekend. So, yep, that's the situation. And, yeah, for the moment, not too fussed with the performance, I have to say. There are a few little things points of emphasis, things to improve upon. And as I said, number one would be maintaining the defensive intensity for the entire game, because we have proven to not be able to do that across the course. Across the whole game, there's always been points where, third quarter is our downfall. We always fall victim to the third quarter. And it's going to be a major point of emphasis if we need to, if we're going to win this game. We need to bench Ben. Look, for a player that seems like they're built on confidence, putting Ben on the bench, I saw a suggestion on Twitter saying that Ben would potentially benefit from playing in the G League. I don't know if you can do that. Number two, that would absolutely kill his confidence off even more. So I think it's really about... It's sort of similar to that of a rookie. You're really trying to extract the potential out of Ben, which is a little bit sad if you think about it, because he's like 25, 26. But if there's... if you have a goal in trying to get the best out of Ben Simmons, then that's what you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to stick it out and basically be willing to have to embrace the tough times before you reach or see the best, the upper echelon ability of Ben. So it's going to take a bit of time, but at the moment, in terms of us winning games and needing to, stabilise and get some early season form, especially in the position we're in, I would not be opposed to seeing Ben play less minutes or even not play in the starting lineup. Because I do think today we've looked much better offensively, and the ball, as we've said, defensively, that's what he's there for more often than not. And he has not really delivered in that department. He's been very lackluster of sorts. There is something I did want to show, and it is a very telling statistic. And this can be seen on social media as well. But let me just get it up. And this tweet basically is the TPA, which is basically like offensive and defensive efficiency. You can see here, it's a bit small, but alongside the bottom is the amount of minutes players are getting, and the TPA is like how positively or negatively impactful they are. And obviously the line is the bang average, the zero, the determining factor between whether you're a plus or a minus. KD and Kyrie are in the top portion, in the top right. Ben, Claxton, and O'Neal, you can see them at the bottom there. And that basically is saying, well, offensively / defensively, they have not been effective. And given they're getting all those minutes, you need to see all three of those in the top, well, above the line rather than below. It's a bit small, but Patty Mills is the guy getting the most minutes that seems to be the most effective. And even he's below the 8 ball. So you've got all these players that are getting minutes that are god-awful and right down the bottom of the barrel. And you've got Patty Mills, who has been slandered all season. He's actually got the third best effectiveness on the team, and that's still below 0. It's in the negatives. And then you've got Dayron, you've got Watanabe, you've got Sumner, you've got Harris there, and then you've got Morris, Cam, guys that haven't really been involved. But you get my point. The point is that, players that are getting minutes are not holding their end of the bargain. And simply put, if you're going to have 2 players above 0, that's just not good enough. It is not good enough. And Patty Mills is our supposedly best best performer, you know, outside of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, which wasn't the vision at the start of the season. It was, why is Patty getting a contract? You know? So it's pretty stark. The like the problems we've had in the opening portion of the season. But look, all we need to do is just, as I said, it can't get much worse than what it was the other day. So, I mean, it's all about stability now. Like the Lakers did with Russ, I think Russ is different because Russ, understandably, throughout the course of his career, benefits from having control of the ball, or having command, you know, being able to run the offense. Whereas if you, like with Ben, I still think his position is so difficult to define at the moment. Like, if you could give me a definitive answer as to where he will play his best basketball for the Nets, I could not give you an answer because his skill set is so limited, at least based off what he's shown, which sort of makes it really tough to streamline him into a certain position. So I'm not really sure what the future holds for him, but yeah, maybe giving or forcing Ben into a little bit more responsibility with the bench unit. I feel like they've done that with rotations, but he hasn't really shown it. If you instruct him and say, you are going to own this bench unit, then maybe you'll get the best out of Ben Simmons. But for the moment, I'm not 100% sure how he stands in the Nets roster. And I always thought that was going to be it was always going to be a struggle, but you know, it's going to be interesting. Regardless, we've got 2 quarters of basketball to play, and it is, this is an incredibly important fixture to win. It's a 7-point lead. The quarter probably didn't do us justice. We got outscored in the quarter. We conceded about 36 in the quarter to 23, and it was really the back end of the quarter where they were able to gain some momentum with some threes being knocked down and showed glimpses of that play that they had a couple days ago against the same squad. So here we go. Hield, good defense. Halliburton back to Hield. Joe's tightly guarding. Good switch. KD! The help defense! The block! Joe. The bounce pass probably wasn't it, Chief. KD, please do not go one-on-one. He shoots over Smith and misses. That is not the shot. We need to drive into the paint early on, I think. That's going to be the key. Halliburton. Why is my league pass buffering again? Harris is in the post on Turner, and the spin. Good defense. Clacks, and there's a foul. I'm not sure where, but the lead could be reduced even more. It's going to be Claxton on the help. KD, brilliant help defense there. Came across, wasn't in a real position to get the block, but still he towers over basically every opponent in the league that is a forward. And even Miles Turner looked a bit intimidated. Wow, Turner's airballed the free throw. Wow. So 61-54. And how on earth has he airballed that free throw? The second is perfect. It's pretty staggering how he's airballed the first one. Kyrie to Joe in the corner. Kyrie, other corner. O'Neal back to Kyrie. Now KD. Catch and shoot 3. Got it. Lead back up to 9. I think it's all about reinforcing the lead this quarter. Halliburton to Turner, top of the key. You don't want to leave him there. And it's going to be a loose ball foul on who? KD picks up the foul. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know why you would commit that foul. That's a pretty dumb foul to give up. When the shot was missed and we probably had the rebound secured. That's a good contest by Kyrie and Halliburton with the miss. O'Neal to KD. Claxton arrives with the screen. KD to Kyrie on the wing and back to KD. One-on-one with Turner to Kyrie. He shoots the catch-and-shoot three and he knocks it down. See, I'm not a fan of that set because we were just passing it back and forth around the perimeter with no real spice. There wasn't really anything different. It was just a simple pass. Turner over Harris. He's short on that one. And now a rebound by Claxton. Why is my fucking league pass lagging? KD. Royce, he's got an open look. Got it! And there's an early timeout for Indy. We're still knocking down threes. That is our third of the quarter, I do believe. Or our fourth, to be quite honest. And we've been pretty successful in that department today. Good signs. The lead has been beefed up a little bit more, which is a plus. We'll just go back and see how many threes we've hit the quarter. Yep, so we had 7 at the half. We've hit 3 of our first 4, which is good. And the shooting splits are just here. You can see 18 each for Kai and KD, who have barely missed. They're 6 of 8 from 3. And they are also shooting 50% or better from the field and doing bits and pieces defensively as well. I'd like to see their defensive stats. KD 1 block, Kyrie 3 steals and a block, Joe 2 steals, Claxton 2 blocks, Royce 1 steal. So all of our starting 5 have done something on the defensive end that is statistically monitored. So that's a good sign. Really good sign. Okay. Let me just do that. Alright. Okay, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to let us know. We'll be back on the weekend for Wizards Hornets, as you can see on my right. And the next game for the Nets is tomorrow against the Bulls, which is on national TV. So hopefully we rock up for that. But for the moment, it's been a pretty good game. 70-55. Defense has been much better. Shots haven't been... They haven't really arrived at will for the Pacers. We've made them earn a lot of their buckets, apart from like a 5-minute stretch in the second quarter at the back end. Halliburton. Great work, Joe. Read the pass and lays it up and in. I'm telling you, Joe has been a gun defensively. The players-only meeting has worked. Or so it seems. Famous words said before disaster. Duarte trying to wriggle Clax. And he scored a 2-pointer, a deep 2. Claxton, good defensive coverage, but still not enough. Joe, that was a pretty high pass for him. He had to go fetch that. And then Joe passed it to Royce, except he thought he was in a certain position and just passed it straight into space, right into the first row. Halliburton now. Here we go. Halliburton into the paint. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Hield. Kyrie covering very well. Duarte. Drive. And made the shots. So Duarte is a one-man wrecking ball at the moment. Royce to KD. Isaiah Jackson's out for the rest of the game, so that's going to make him have to go deep into the reserve as KD scores another 2 from the elbow in typical fashion. They may have to play James Johnson minutes at the 5. Healed. Both players fell for the pump fake in Claxton and KD will pick up the foul. Couple free throws coming up for Indy. Lead sits 74-59. So the first free throw is another one that falls short for Miles Turner. And the second free throw coming up now is a make. So lead back down to 14. And we push the pace pretty quickly. O'Neal just shoots a 3. Why would you shoot that? I acknowledge their space, but Royce, off the dribble 3s ain't going to be it. Jalen Smith is left open for 3. KD let him shoot it, and Jalen Smith was not able to convert. Kyrie catch and shoot 3. Nope, he tried to follow it up though. Healed now. In transition, Duarte in the corner. Tightly defended by Royce, who's now picked up the assignment. And great defense by Royce O'Neal, who trapped him in a corner, and Duarte could do nothing except slowly accept his fate as he fell out of play. And that's just a smart defensive play. Kyrie to Claxton. KD finds himself guarded by Duarte. O'Neal's got a wide open 3, and he missed another one. What a damn surprise. Halliburton to Smith in the paint, and he is fouled by Royce O'Neal. So, free throws coming up, but Royce, man, you've got to hit the wide open 3s. You've got to get back into the lab, because I'd love to see the 3-point splits for Royce O'Neal, especially in the last, 2-3 games. So Jalen Smith makes free throw number 1. Lead down to 13. And the second free throw coming up now is a miss. It bumbles out. And it's going to be Royce O'Neal bringing the ball up. Mathurin getting ready to sub into the game. KD guarded by Hield. Screen by Clax. Hield stays with him. Well done. KD takes it the other way. Oh! Beautiful off the glass. So 15-point lead. The Pacers shooting 29%. We're shooting double that. KD reads the passing lane, and we've got another turnover. Kyrie! And it's going to be out of bounds off Claxton. It's good defensive activity, though, again. Staying active, reading the passing lanes. That's what you want. None of this passive bullshit. No, we want proper defense. Proper hassling. So Turner to Halliburton. Screen by Turner. He's got it now. Tries to shoot over Claxton. And Claxton says, no thank you. You are not scoring on me, as he swats that shit out of bounds. He couldn't shake him off. And we got an offensive foul as well on Turner. Harris this time. The guy who lures Turner in. And another Pacer turnover, which, I mean, it's been a huge number. It's been a huge number of turnovers, and that's probably where the lead has somewhat arisen. Look, I didn't know Buddy Hield was like that kind of defender. Bitadze's in the game. I don't know why he hasn't gotten minutes. Kyrie, great score over Duarte 4-2. And we've just skipped past the halfway point in the third, and the lead sits at 17, a comfortable margin. Halliburton to Batadze. Shoots over, and the soft bounce, the soft roll for 2. So Kyrie, high screen by Dayron at the logo, rolls and scores off the glass. Dayron, that's what we like to see. Simple PNR. Halliburton returns the favour. Batadze got stripped. Transition buckets. KD with the hammer. The two-handed throwdown. And Dayron loves it. That's what we like to see. More defensive activity leading to more transition buckets. That has been where it's all arisen. That's where all the buckets have come from in this game. And that's how you win games of basketball. And that's how you win games by large margins. Luka has played horribly. I mean, I'm not really paying attention to them. The Mavs aren't even playing. I don't know who you're talking about, but Luka is not playing. Okay, so this quarter, we've outscored them 21-9. Let's have a look at the box score, and you will see, if I can just get the interaction right, just get the stats simplified for you all. 24 to Kevin Durant and 20 to Kyrie Irving. 12 to Claxton at high efficiency. And you can see the bench, there's a little bit of production there. But this is the talking point. The shooting splits are much better. The assist number is pretty high. Royce O'Neal, I mean, he is just stuffing up the high percentage of shots we're making from 3. He's 1 of 5 from out there. But apart from that, everyone is shooting roughly 50% from 3. That's only including players who have taken 2 or more attempts. Let's just have a quick look at the Pacers. You can see they're shooting... Well, they haven't even shot a 3-pointer, but here's the stat that I want to pay attention to. The turnover number for the Pacers. Halliburton already has 6 turnovers, and they've had 18 overall. And I don't know if that's skewed or not, if that's updated or not, but that is a large reason why we are in front. Because, you know, we've just been able to just be so active defensively. The passing lanes have really been a source of where we've gotten our turnovers or gotten extra possessions, because we've forced turnovers reading those. There's been a few blocks in there. Joe Harris, I'm telling you, has been one of the better defenders this season, and is showing exactly why in this game. He has scored... Well, he hasn't scored much, but defensively his impact has been greater than what he's offered on the offensive side. And that's what we've needed from Ben, and Ben has not delivered enough. So, look, yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing that he hasn't been able to offer a little bit more. We allowed 47 bench points, 17 offensive rebounds, and 23 three-pointers on a 50% clip on Saturday or Sunday. Today, 6 of 25 from 3, 6 offensive boards, and 15 bench points. There's the difference. I'm a little bit behind on the clock. Halliburton just has not had his life made easy. That's not even English, but whatever. Duarte off the glass, as I proceed to voice crack, scores, and he's limping a little bit. I don't know where he landed or what he landed on. Potentially someone's foot or something. Or maybe got a little bit of a cork. Sumner off the dribble into the paint, got blocked. I like the thinking though. Halliburton in transition. Screen arrives by Batadze. Pivots. And now to Matherin and Batadze, and back to Halliburton, who gives it back to Batadze. And they can't find an open look at the moment. Matherin. Good defense. Oh my God. How has he scored that? So Matherin converts, and we'll get an and one opportunity. after he just basically threw up a prayer over a couple defenders. And it will be 2 shots, or 1 shot. Chance to convert the N1 opportunity at the free throw line and cut the lead back down to 14. Every time the Nets seemingly have control of the game, the Pacers always find a way to just hang around, which is quite infuriating, given we just need a comfortable win. So Sumner, he's hassled by Duarte and he has to give it to KD. He's blitzed. And why can we not deal with the blitz? Turnover created. Matherin 3 off the glass. That was way too long and KD secures the rebound. But why can't we deal with the blitz? Joe, drive and kick to KD. Gets through Batadze. Alley-oop. No, that pass was poor. And now Johnson. Matherin on the wing. Goes baseline. Falling out of play. Hit it off Watanabe and it's going to be pace of ball. That's smart thinking from Matherin. Was he out of bounds? No, I don't think he was. Matherin into the paint. Oh my god, Dayron. Another 2 for Matherin and another opportunity at an and 1. Gee, that's another tough finish. So another little burst of points for the Pacers, and it has been fueled by Matherin. Claxton's going to come into the game as Halliburton sits, and Dayron, you would also think, goes to the bench. So Matherin seems to be having a few issues with that wrist of his. Shaking it off a little bit. So a free throw will cut it back to... Oh my goodness. That wrist is cooked. He airballed the free throw. And so it's a little bit sore noticeably if it makes him miss a free throw. So the lead sits at 12. We have put a little bit of cushioning onto that lead we had at halftime, but I would like to see it a little bit more. Watanabe. And now Durant getting hassled. KD to Claxton. And back to KD. We've got an open number. Fucking find him. Oh my life. We are hopeless. KD, man, I tell you what, you've got to... I don't care how experienced you are. Ever since he's been at the Nets, every time a team blitzes KD, he always manages to turn it over. Duarte, that's a poor defensive coverage, and we're going to get a timeout. Lead back down to 9. Every single time, KD, you get blitzed. What does that mean? One or two things. The Pacers are going into a zone, and number 2, it means that you've got an open man on the floor somewhere. Find him. Joe was under the basket by himself. I don't care if you need to take the long way round to get there and pass it to someone else as the link up to get it to Joe, but get rid of the ball. I don't know why we're forcing it into KD's hands when it's very obvious that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to double him. As teammates of Kevin Durant, you've also got to come over and help him out as well. You can't just let him die on an island. Man. Those who have just joined us, welcome. I did not realize there were 27 people in chat. So, welcome to the stream if you're new. If you've been here for a while and you're enjoying, make sure to show your support. Subscribe to the show. We're going to have the double header on this channel that occurs on the weekend between, or first the Wizards and then the Hornets will be the 2 teams we come up against. So we will have that all live on this channel. same time, same place. I do believe. I think it's similar start time or whatever. But 82-73 is the score, and the lead has been up, high teens, low 20s a couple times this game. And every single time the Pacers have fought back well, so we need to respond now. Kyrie, KD is fouled by Johnson. So, 2:42 left in the quarter. And I can't help but think, I reckon a dozen is probably a decent margin. I wouldn't be complaining with more or less. KD scores over Johnson. Good defense by Johnson, better offense by Kevin Durant. Defensive stops, please. We've given Duarte a few open looks in this game. There was nearly another one, but we closed that one out well, and now a switch. Claxton is on Duarte. If he scores over him, oh, that's excellent defense. He forced the miss, but somehow Bertadze, it landed in his lap. He wasn't able to score the little turnaround jumper. Kyrie with the no-look. TJ McConnell read it more than KD did. And a turnover and a foul. And Duarte is mad. Duarte is not happy with the fashion in which Royce committed that foul. It's a hard foul. That's just it's a hard foul. And I would understand why you don't like it, but it is perfectly legal. If it was contact with, obviously, the face or... How is that going to be considered anything more than a common foul? What are you going to possibly ping him for? A flagrant for fucking fouling him normally? But what is that? Are you seriously going to tell me that you needed to review this? All Royce did was just swing his arm and basically hack him. That is in no way, shape or form anything else than a common foul. If you are telling me that that is more than a common foul, I don't know what to say to you. It's a common foul. Why on earth did you need to review that? You could have looked up at the big screen to know. One replay, and that should have been ample. But man, it's always every single time we're trying to beef up the score. Trying to beef up the score a little and turnover and Indiana pull something off, It'll be 2 shots for Duarte. If I got hacked that forcefully, though, like trying to go up for a layup, I would probably be a little bit irate. I don't know what you're going to argue about, though, because, it was simply just a play to stop Duarte from laying the ball up, like every other foul. So, free throw for Duarte. Let's see if the timeout stunted his routine. It did not. He scores the first free throw. The lead is 10. Duarte has been their best player by probably a long stretch. He is shooting it at 20. Well, he's got 23 on 8 of 12. Duarte misses the second, splits the pair, and it will still be a double-digit lead for the Nets. O'Neal, tightly defended by Duarte right at the half-court line. And there's going to be a foul. So KD, I believe, was able to draw that foul. Obviously, he's going to be a handful for any defense. And it will be a side out with Royce handling the ball. And it's Claxton. And now KD. Great change of direction. And another 2. I mean, if you just go 5 out, sitting on the perimeter and run that play, there's going to be absolutely no resistance in the paint. And honestly, if you're running a small ball lineup, you should run that more often in the closing stages of a game. Mathurin, it's going to be a travel. Claxton stays with him defensively, and another turnover created by the Nets. Like, realistically, there's absolutely no one that's stopping KD going downhill unless you're already established. If you need to come over to help defensively, you're not doing anything. You know, that's going to be a foul on the Nets. I don't even know what happened. It all happened so fast. Royce brought it up, lost the ball, and then committed a very careless turnover. And it will be shots for Duarte. That's just a very poor turnover, number one. And number two, it's an equally poor foul to give up. Like, seriously, like, what is the point of... It's those things like that. There's been a few instances today, I reckon about 6 or 7 points have just arisen from absolute bullshit. Something out of absolutely nothing that could have been easily prevented, and those 7 or 8 points would be pretty handy right about now. Kyrie is fouled, and it will be another couple of shots coming up, this time on the Nets end. So 2 free throws for Kai, who hasn't really had a lot of opportunities from the free throw line this season. More so in recent memory. So his first couple free throws of the day. And the first free throw is good. Second free throw is good. So McConnell bringing it up. McConnell, pass over the shoulder to Bitadze, and now Mathurin, guarded by KD, shoots over and scores the 3. I mean, that takes a level of skill, and Mathurin got it. So we are closing in on the end of the third. It is a 9-point lead. We have outscored them this quarter, albeit a small margin. Kyrie one-on-one with Bitadze. Surely you drive that. It's going to be a foul, and the Nets in the bonus, so it will be free throws for Kyrie Irving. Send the lead back up into double digits with at least one make. And it's pretty regulation for Kyrie. Hadn't had a free throw all game, and in the last 30 seconds has gone to the line to take 2 twice. First free throw is good. So the second free throw coming up for Kai. We haven't seen a lot of minutes from the bench in this game, which on the first half of a back-to-back is highly questionable. Like, you would expect a little bit more... little bit more conservative play with the rotations. Johnson in the corner, he's probably not going to shoot that. He sucks. McConnell into the paint. Good work by Joe Harris. Mathurin scores. It's going to be another 2 and 1. What is that? Oh my God, Joe. Why? So poor. Terrible judgment. I don't know why you concede a foul there, but all these free throw and ones Mathurin's getting in the third could come in clutch, and that one just rattles in via a little bit of fortune. So 5 difference between shot and game, and Kyrie will get it past halfway. You would just seem like he's gonna hold this one up and run an ISO for himself or Kevin Durant. The double comes, and now we've got an open look in the corner. Joe with the ball fake. The 3 is off. Royce with the putback. They got 5 seconds to shoot. I don't want to see a 3-pointer. Duarte. Oh my life. Knocks down a 3 from the Barclays Center logo. And I can't be asked, but the lead is back down to 7. And from absolutely nothing. They have trimmed this deficit. It's been an unconventional way of doing things, but Duarte has... I mean, he is just on absolute fire. Huge if we beat the Bulls tomorrow. We've got to win this game first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but the last quarter is about to commence, and that is just ridiculous. I mean, if he tries that 9 times out of 10, he's probably hitting 1 of those shots, but we've got a big, big final quarter coming up. Both teams in the third quarter scored 31 apiece. The box score, you can see the Pacers have been really shit from the free throw line, may I say. They've had 19 turnovers, haven't been able to take care of the ball. But if we look at the statistics, Duarte is the only guy that really is doing damage, 28 points. And that's about it. And Mathurin in the third also beefed up his score a little bit. But we've got to stop those two, number one, and then stop all the other threats they've got. They're not shooting it that well, and they're turning the ball over, yet they're only down by 7. So that's a bit of a worry. The Nets, I mean, look at the efficiency by KD and Kyrie. We need a little bit more contribution from the supporting cast. Mind you, they've barely gotten minutes in this quarter. So, or in that quarter. So, look, I would rather see a little bit of conservative rotation play, because Kyrie's already played 31, KD's already played 29, and we're going into the second half of a back-to-back tomorrow. Shooting it lights out in numerous areas, though. So, this is a big quarter. We absolutely need to win this game. If you do want to tune in for more watch-alongs, make sure to subscribe so you are notified of when I go live. The next game will be the Wizards, as you can see on the right. And if you are enjoying the current stream, make sure to drop a like on it. So, yeah, this is a big, big last quarter. We need contributions all over the floor. We cannot fall into simple isolation patterns. If I see any isolation and I see it on numerous possessions and it doesn't work, I don't want to see them continuously use that as a fallback option. Because, believe me, you can do much better than that. So, Kyrie, Morris is in the game. Watanabe's in the game. For fuck's sake, Morris. Already a travel. I'd rather see Dayron in the game. We've just got to be smart. Morris on McConnell. I don't like this matchup. McConnell lost the ball. Morris, find a man. Kyrie is going to push it ahead. Oh, that's a hack by Johnson. It will be 2 free throws for Kai. And as previously mentioned, there's been a pretty large sample size, but when you turn the ball over or force a turnover, you will get opportunities in transition. And we have capitalized and done a lot of that today. So, Kyrie, 2 free throws coming up for him. And these will be ever valuable in the closing. We've held them off for this long. We cannot take our foot off the gas now. Cannot afford it. You've got a wealth of experience on the court. It should always, with this experience, we should not be choking a lead. The offense should not be falling into a rut. We've had 7 less free throws, but have made the same number. Haven't missed a free throw in this game. Healed into the paint. Joe Harris let him go, and it is back down to 7. Kyrie to Joe in the corner. He goes baseline. He shoots over Johnson and scores the little floater. And nice bucket. So we're going to need a contribution from Joe. McConnell all the way. Fake the shot. And then, whoa, what the hell has just happened there? Mathurin somehow ended up with it. And then Mathurin, I don't know if Royce put a little bit of mayo on it. But he's won the ball for his team. Let me just run you through that play. McConnell seemed like he wasn't going for a layup, then did, missed. Kyrie slapped it to the corner. Mathurin managed to regain after Kyrie tried to tap it off him as he was falling out of play, and then Mathurin decided to elbow Royce right in the jaw. So a 9-point game. We have possession. 1 minute elapsed in this final period. And Kyrie is being doubled before we've even seen him go into our half court. So Royce has got it, and he's going to have to make plays in this last quarter. There's going to need to be some off-ball play. Kyrie falling away. Why would you do that? Ball movement's got to be better. You've got to be able to sort out an offensive play whilst they're in the zone. And Buddy Hield makes a 3 over Watanabe. I can't slate the defense there, but the lead's down to 6, and it is getting more uncomfortable by the second. Morris. Oh, what is Morris doing? Send him to the bench. Kyrie! Oh, my life. Out of absolutely nowhere, the recovery was unbelievable. Oh. That was awfully close. They've called it a goaltend. So the lead is now 4. Kyrie with the swat, though. I mean, that's just sort of building on the fact that we have been much better defensively today. But even still, the turnovers have got to be limited. And every time a team throws a zone at us or blitzes, we never can seem to work out how to offensively deal with it. We need to go into the lab, into the training facility, and be like, all right, today we're going to be learning how to cope with any defensive assignment that comes at us when it is in the situation of a blitz or a zone, because we can't do it. We always turn the ball over or put up a terrible shot. Stop doing it. Nets are killing us. Kevin Durant's a monster. Mate, the Nets, if you're saying that we're killing yous, then I don't really know what world you're living in, because this game is far from a blowout. We'll look at the box score at the next timeout, because granted, I don't think much has changed since the last time we looked. Around the grounds, the Raptors are winning convincingly over the Hawks. The Bucks are up by 14. The Grizzlies are up 1 at the start of the second over the Jazz. And then the Kings beat the Hornets, and the Sixers beat the Wizards. So there you have it. Desmond Bane's out for the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks is playing. John Morant is back. He's got 11 and hasn't missed. Hasn't skipped a beat. Kevin Durant's playing better than he did Saturday. Yeah, well, he started slower, but mind you, we actually looked better when KD wasn't getting involved as much. So I don't know how much of a... Yeah. I don't know how you want to really take that piece of information, but we've got to be better. Alright. So 10 minutes to play. Lead is 4. There is a long, long, long way to go in this game. Amazingly enough, you can say to me KD is dominated, but Chris Duarte is the same amount of points. He's been on crack today. He's missed 4 of his 13 shots. KD is back in the game after he had a couple minutes of rest. plus the timeout. And play resumes. Royce into the paint. Missed the layup. And now Johnson in transition. Oh my life. How are you going to let Johnson go downhill? He's a fucking old man that played shit with us last season. Do not let this game slip away. 7-0 run in the last 40 seconds. Claxton, you've got Joe in the corner. Oh my life. Jalen Smith with the block. And it's gonna be a fucking turnover. Clax, I don't understand what you were doing. Literally had a wide open Joe Harris in the corner and failed to pass it to him. And now the Pacers can tie or take the lead. Healed, shoots the three and misses. We are very lucky there because it looked fairly online. KD takes it off the dribble. Foul. 2 shots. He hit the base of the ring pretty hard. Oh, that is fucked. They didn't call that a shooting foul. How? Oh, my life. That's a joke. That's the gather. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is a joke. So, it's going to be a side out, criminally. KD, Clax, you've got Joe in the corner. Oh, my life. That wasn't Joe. It was Utah, but huge slam with authority by Claxton, who has 21 dunks this season, second most behind Aaron Gordon. Johnson, oh, near turnover. And now Healed to Johnson on Royce. Please shoot a 3, James. You're shit. He's shooting a step back 2. I'm done. He knocked it down. He knocked down a fucking step back 2. He couldn't even hit the rim last season. Of course. So KD one-on-one with Johnson. Please do not let the ball stick. Claxton is wide open under the basket. That is unbelievably inexcusable by the Pacers. That is a joke by whoever's defending. I think it was Jalen Smith there. Kyrie now guarding Healed. Top of the key. Good defense. McConnell in the corner. Goes into the paint. Shoots over Royce. And scores. KD got dragged to the ground by Jalen Smith in a bit of a lockup. Kyrie. This stagnant play, man. What is this? 9 seconds have elapsed, and the only 2 people that have touched the ball is KD and Kai. KD, you need to drive it. Oh my god. He missed it. That is an awful fucking play. KD, switch on, man. Jesus Christ, this is shit. McConnell. Johnson under the basket. Please shoot a crap layup. He's looking for the handoff. He gives it a Healed. Johnson, back to Healed. He missed it. Oh my life, Clax! Easy fucking rebound, and he just tried to grab it with one hand, and it's gone out of play. Off him. Sumner in the game for Royce. Man, this is just... I don't even understand how this is the situation right now. Halliburton. Duarte, top of the key. Healed. Good defense. Duarte gets through and scores off the glass. So it is tied at 100. Can we have a good offensive play? Enough of the ISO. We've got 6.5 minutes to play and you're already in ISO mode. Oh my life. This is the problem. Skip past the Kai. 3. High archer off. Claxton! Put back! King! Huge smile on his face. Last few minutes, when KD and Kai have not been able to knock down shots, it has been Claxton. 6:20 to play. Healed. Sumner stays with him. That's good. Johnson shoots a 3. Oh my god, that was so close to going through. Transition. It's a 5-on-4. What are you doing? And now we've got another ISO. Double comes to help. KD baseline jumper's good. And we're going to get a timeout with 5:59 to play. See, this is just... I'm sorry. We've got the lead. But I'm sorry. This is quite possibly the biggest problem with this team. No lead is safe with the Nets because we fall into the same fucking trap every single game. Isolation, 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 isolation. Like, you've got to change things up. Enough of this bullshit. 2 passes back and forth on the perimeter for 24 seconds. And then just throw up a shot. Like, there's no ball movement. It's so easy to cover. You're banking on KD scoring a shot over 2 defenders. Bandwagon, I can assure you, mate, I am not a bandwagon. I've been a fan since 2017. No, 2018. No, 2017. 2017 season, Dinwiddie, the days where Tyler Zeller was our fucking center. How far we've come since that point. Mind you, we still can't get offensive rebounds or we still can't defend offensive rebounds in the same fashion that we couldn't 5 seasons ago. But, yeah. Man, I mean, this game is so ropes. I'm very scared for my life. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like. And if you're new, subscribe. We're back in a couple days' time for another Nets Watch Along. Wizards first, and then the Hornets, I do believe, are the next 2. So tune in for those if you want to, and that'll be that. But for the moment, we're living in the present. We've got the Pacers, and it is a 4-point lead. I'm sick of this isolation bullshit. It continuously happens every single time. We were doing isolations with 7.5 minutes left. And then you wonder why we go 5 minutes without a score. It's because when the isolation don't work, we don't try to fix it with something else. Why persist with something that doesn't work? And that's where the problem is on the offensive side. Defensively, we've been much better today. That said, we've still conceded 100 with 6 minutes left in the game. So it could easily be another game where we concede 120. But the offense has been much better this game. And I think first half, defense was where it was at. And that's how we had 2 leads of 18, 19, 20. Got as high as 24, I do believe. So we just can't continuously be opting for this bullshit isolation. Rick Carlisle nearly got mowed over by KD. Anyway, time out has ended. Play has resumed. Halliburton to healed. Johnson on the floor. We really need him to throw up a few shots right now, I think. Halliburton, Turner's back in the game, and he travelled. He hasn't been on the floor for about 10 minutes, it feels like. And just like that, a travel. First touch of the basketball. So 22 turnovers for the Pacers. I thought it was more lopsided, but we've also had 19, so the number is closed down a little bit. And we're going to have a foul off the ball. It is on Claxton, or Turner. Foul on Claxton. So it will be another side out. And that's a really careless foul to give away. A couple really poor possessions by Turner. First, the concession of a foul, an offensive foul, and then a defensive foul. So Claxton looking for KD. He finds him. He takes Johnson off the dribble, and then he got fouled. I don't really know what happened there because he had an open layup and he's just stumbled to the floor. So it must have been tripped on the way through. And it will be a couple free throws coming up for Kevin Durant. Lead sits at 104-100, and a couple free throws would do very nicely right now. So he's now got the record, the longest in team history, of 7 straight games to start the season with 25 points or more, and that's where the real over-reliance on the Stars is emphasized through that stat. And also, we've got the leaders in the NBA for most points from the starting lineup with about 89, which is a huge number. And obviously a large portion of those are from Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who are both averaging 30 on the season, which is just nuts. Halliburton to Johnson. KD is not guarding Johnson. He knows him too well from last season. And we're going to get a foul on Royce O'Neal. Mind you, I don't think that was a foul. I thought he had him clean, but it's going to be a foul call on Indiana, or Brooklyn, for Indiana. And it will be a side out with Buddy Hield feeding Halliburton. So no Jalen Smith in the closing minutes here. Buddy Hield on Joe, or guarded by Joe. Now to Duarte, switch. Joe is right on him. Claxton switches, shoots over, and missed it. Good defense. Duarte's not going to make every one of those deep threes, and there was one of them. KD for 3. Not the shot. When you can get a 2-pointer over a 3-pointer, you do it. And honestly, an 8-point lead looks so much better than trying to go for 9. Halliburton, switch, Joe's on him, stays with, kick out of Johnson. I believe he had a toe on the line, he missed it. And if Johnson is forced to make shots, then I will live with that every second. Claxton, he took a shot, and he will be going to the free throw line. Johnson picks up the foul again, and he just is a liability, isn't he? This man was in the starting lineup for God knows how long. This season, or last season, was a major negative in so many areas and just an absolute cancer to watch. And he's now going to the bench. He fouled out. Well, I actually think that's more of a blessing in disguise for Indy. They've brought Mathurin into the game, which I don't know why he wasn't in earlier, because he was a pretty good offensive option in the third quarter. Clax, you need to make the free throws, and he does well to do so on the first. And he needs to repay the faith with these late game minutes by hitting the second as well. And with 4:19 to go, it would be a very valuable point to get. And he missed it. And with 4 minutes, or just over to go, we lead by 7. They have not scored in just under 3 minutes. Great defense, Joe! Great defense. Forced the lock up. And nearly was able to save the ball as it fell out of play. But I'm telling you, his performance today, irrespective of how many points he's scored, has been exceptional. And then he forces the steal. Kyrie, transition. Missed it. What? What? When? When was that out of bounds? Apparently his foot was on the line when he caught it. I didn't think he was even close. I thought he was perfectly timed in the catch of the ball. Halliburton into the paint. He's fouled. And it'll be 2 shots for Halliburton, who's been much more quieter on the offensive side of things today in comparison to a couple days prior. 107-100 is the lead. Claxton in disbelief. So we've got just under 4 minutes to play. Lead is 7. Free throw for Halliburton is good. And that's their first point in about 2.5 minutes. Why is Clax going to the bench? We're running a small ball 5 in KD. And I mean, gee, that's questionable. Halliburton makes the second free throw. That better not cost us in the end. Because Claxton has been exceptional today. He's been a point of offense. Or offensive difference for us. KD on Halliburton gets past. An easy layup. The Pacers aren't able to contain him. Halliburton giving up too much size. And just let him blow right past. Healed, good defense, KD. Healed is held up. Hand off to Turner and back to Healed. Good screen by Turner and Healed knocks down the 3. Top of the key. And now with 3:20 to go, we've got another timeout and it remains at 4. So, man, this game is not ideal. Even if we win today, Steve Nash needs to go. Yeah, I do agree. 100%. This win is... I don't care if we win or lose. Obviously, if we lose, Nash gotta go. If we win, Steve Nash gotta go. Look, I'm not sure how many coaches would... Like, you see Giannis, and you see the composition of that team. They've got Middleton, sure. They've got Giannis, sure. But Holiday still gets shots up. A lot of them. Lopez still gets shots up. Who else? Javon Carter gets shots up, amazingly. Grayson Allen gets shots up. Connaughton off the bench. Portis. They all get shots. And in crunch time, you do see Giannis get shots. But you also see other players making big plays and hitting big shots. You know, it's not all about the ISO. There's ball movement in those teams. You know? Golden State, I don't think Steph Curry settles for an ISO every single possession. Like Jordan Poole can hit a big shot. Thompson can hit a big shot. Wiggins can hit a big shot. Like, ball movement is present at all times. You know? That's what makes good teams better. Anyway, we've got 3:20 to play. Please, for the love of God, do not choke this game. KD, screen. Utah. Kyrie, corner. Royce, you got to hit the shot. Yes! And in our win earlier this season, he hit a big 3. And he's done so again. Halliburton's going to get a foul in his favour. And Pacers aren't in the bonus. It has just breached that 3-minute threshold. So it will be only one more foul before they enter the bonus. Halliburton, screen, Mathurin, Royce copped a shot in the post, and Turner is the guy that is the culprit, and it will be Nets ball. So Royce O'Neal with a huge 3 on one end and a huge defensive play on the other end. Turner has been abysmal since he came back onto the court. He's done nothing but contribute negatively. And it will be... There's a cut on Royce O'Neal, and he probably copped it in the process of, you know, winning the ball for his team. But we've asked for some contributions from the role players. Joe Harris has done it defensively. Royce O'Neal did it offensively and defensively. Claxton's hit some big buckets when Kyrie and KD didn't necessarily have it their way. So look, game is not over, and we've had leads at this point in the game before. For example, referencing the Dallas fixture, where we then ended up not scoring a bucket until the final, half a minute. So we've got to not fall into the trap again. Please, for the love of God, do not say to KD, I want you to hold the ball for all 24 seconds. It's not going to benefit us at all. Mind you, I think we're a couple of buckets away from the win, but we need to keep the scoreboard ticking over. And here we go. KD's got it. He's bringing it up. Duarte is guarding, which is an interesting assignment. They're possibly equipping themselves to go with a blitz. Nope. They're equipping themselves for the switch. KD over Jalen Smith. 3 is off. I mean, that is poor. If that's what you're coming out of a timeout with, then that is fucking shit. That's poor. And now they have an opportunity to get themselves right back in the game. Halliburton gets through, extra feed, Jalen Smith with the score. And just like that, we've gone from trying to go for a 10-point lead over a 9-point lead to the lead now being down to 2 possessions. Kyrie, now on Jalen Smith. Guarded by. Oh my god, don't shoot that. Royce back to Kai. What are you doing? Like, that is just shit. It's 3-pointers at the top of the key again with no ball movement. Simple passing along the perimeter. Mathurin. Good defense. Watanabe. Mathurin somehow got it over the top, and now it's a 1-possession game. And it's all because these fucking coaches do not know how to draw up a play. Every time they see Kyrie and KD, they get excited and think they're just going to score threes. And again! And again! It's the same play! Another 3 that he missed. No ball movement early in the shot clock. Halliburton on Harris. He would be the kind of guy to score a 3 over him. Behind the back, step back, nope. Spin move in the paint. Joe Harris, good defense. Keep it alive, Kai. Yes! Joe, you legend. Joe has to be my player of the game. And that seems a bit weird given KD and Kyrie have scored points. But I'm telling you, Joe Harris with the big plays, man. Kyrie to KD. On the wing. He's got Kyrie. He gets past. Fakes the pass. Got it! The floater. Lead is 5. And that's what happens when you fucking drive it into the paint. Who would have thought? You could have prevented that and done it much earlier instead of shooting bullshit 3s. Watanabe, good defense on Halliburton. Royce O'Neal with the rebound. And it is our ball. And we've got the lead. We're in pole position. And it will be a couple of free throws for Royce after he secured the rebound. And it's just defense. We said defense was going to get the job done. It's been Joe, and then it was Watanabe. Sticking with Halliburton. And just basically employing clamps. And that's why, currently, we've got the lead. It's not on the back of offense, because sure as hell, our offense has been shit down the stretch. And why? Well, I've told you. It stinks. It stinks of piss. Every single time it's a close game, you think KD and Kyrie are going to bail us out. No. Don't. Free throw for KD is good. The lead is comfortable. And now they're going to have to really spark a miracle here. Duarte fumbled the ball. That's not going to help. Halliburton from the logo. Hit back iron. Long rebound, Healed. And the clock is winding down. I don't know what they're doing. Healed shoots over the top. He misses. Mathurin with the offensive board. He missed it. Kyrie's on the floor and got the rebound. And that's going to be it. Finally. Oh my life. We don't like to make things easy, do we? Finally a win. Finally. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's secured. We'll go to the box score. I don't want to dwell on this too much, but Joe Harris is my player of the game. Unanimous. We need to start a Fire Nash petition. That's already started on Twitter, let's be honest. But for the moment, that's going to lay a bit of pressure off. GG, King Serbian. Let's have a look at the box score and then we'll wrap things up. It's been a good win, a strong win, a necessary win. If you're leaving now, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to be, if you want to stay tuned for more streams down the line. This is the key. The shooting was under 50% for the Pacers, 28% from 3, and you're seeing Duarte and Healed were the only 2, and then Halliburton, you know? So the team was relatively clamped. Mathurin scored 16 on 50%. Finally a win though, hey? And if we look at the The turnovers, I think that's a really key statistic here. They couldn't make their free throws for their life, but look at this, 24 turnovers. And that is on the back of one thing, that's defense. And we couldn't force them the other day, but we did today. And if we look at the Nets, you'll see, if I simplify the stats, 34 to KD, 28 to Kyrie. We said we needed offensive contribution from other players, and Royce O'Neal, Claxton got 19 and 9 on very efficient shooting splits. 28 to Kai. Joe Harris with 7, and then a few bench contributions. But here's the thing I want to point out. First of all, the shooting splits. Above 50% from the field, 37% from 3. That's not awful three-point shooting. Got to the line, converted at the line. Assist number, 26. That's pretty good. Turnovers, only 19. And, well, it is 19. It's quite a bit. But in the back portion of the game, I reckon the last 6 minutes, there would have been 1, maybe 2 turnovers. But here's what I want to really point out. The defensive activity. You look at the starting lineup and you will see KD, 1 steal, 1 block. Royce, 1 steal, 1 block. Claxton, 4 blocks. Joe Harris, 3 steals, 1 block. Kyrie, 4 steals, 1 block. And even on the bench, you're seeing a couple contributions. 1 steal to Morris, 1 block to Dayron, 1 steal to Mills. There's contributions all over the board defensively. And I think that's just the main key to winning this game. KD had 7 dimes. Kyrie had 6. Nearly all 5 starters were in double digits. But, look, I would have liked a little bit more distribution of minutes. Watanabe got 22. I reckon Sumner was worthy of more than 12. And maybe Dayron with more than 11. But overall, this is a win we desperately needed. And there were times where we were challenged. And we were able to deliver when the moment called for it. And look, we've got another big game against the Bulls tomorrow, and I can't help but think we may be gassed given all these minutes that KD and Kyrie got. Kyrie played nearly the whole last quarter. He played 42 overall, and KD with 38. So, it's going to be interesting to see, but the main key is the following. Defense helps, number 1, and number 2, ISO does not help. I mean, Kyrie and KD for a long stretch were shooting above 50% from the field. And in the last quarter, when they went to ISO ball, they started missing shots. And all of a sudden, their box score didn't look as pretty, to look at. So, the key down the line, I mean, if I can observe the fact that ISO plays don't work, then the coaching staff also should be able to figure that out. That said, when we didn't get into ISO ball, you could see the ball movement was exceptional. So why do we not do that more often? That is the big talking point, the big question. But regardless, we've got to win, and thank God for that. Because if we were 1-6 going up against the Bulls, it could have gotten even more dicey and more drama-filled. But for the moment, big win, good win. And look, that was without Ben Simmons. Mind you, I don't know if Ben Simmons is better or worse for this team. Today would have suggested that he is not better. Joe Harris comes into the starting lineup, and as far as I'm concerned, if Ben is good to go next game, Ben does not start. Joe has to start. He was exceptional today on the defensive side of the ball. And if he can deliver that on a regular basis, then as far as I'm concerned, if Ben can't deliver defensively, then there is absolutely no reason why he should be in the starting lineup. Because if he doesn't offer defensively, he doesn't offer anything. Because he holds up offensive sets as well by driving into the paint and then doing a horseshoe turn and then holding up the play even more. And we haven't even started getting into a set until there's 10 seconds left on the clock because of it. So, I don't know. It's a very interesting proposition. Regardless, I'm done here. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for the support and those who tuned in. Drop a like on the way out. And we will see you for the next game, which is Nets Wizards in a few days' time on Friday or Saturday, wherever you are in the world. So thank you. Have a good one. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.